Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Oncast here. We got our next matchup coming at you. What is promised, fresh, with a rematch against formerly known as Willowkeeper, now known as Bad Monkey Gaming. That is right, once again, guys. We have BMG now. They just picked up the sponsorship, announced it later on yesterday, and this is officially their first match under the tag BMG. Bad Monkey Gaming, a name that's been around the Han scene for quite some time now, of course, and excited to see, the tag back in the scene, definitely. So, and safe to say, a very good team that they picked up with it. But more importantly, though, we got a matchup here that definitely should be pretty exciting for a lot of people for obvious reasons. We got a rematch of what was the grand finals just this last weekend, where BMG now, they defeated Mint 3-0 in fairly dominating fashion, ultimately sending them to Thailand. So, not as much on the line here, but $3,000 tournament, though, overall, and this being the group stages at this point, but still expecting an interesting matchup. Joined by Minnie once again. Minnie, how's it going?
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm doing good, and this is the series I was really looking forward to, because we saw, obviously, them play in the playoffs, and or BMG now, just kind of demolished Mint, like 3-0 series out of best of 5. I was not expecting that break here, and put it simply, I think Mint can do better. I know it's only a best of 1 here, but they have to bring it, because although I don't think they really gave themselves enough credit, really, or they didn't really give themselves a good showing. Like, a lot of the games were kind of stomps, honestly, which is kind of ridiculous to say, but they were. So I'm expecting better things from them here.
Yeah, it's, again, sitting here saying that there isn't as much on the line could be somewhat of a convenient excuse for these teams, but so really probably should stay away from that. I mean, both these teams definitely are looking to be victorious here in this, even this being just a 1-game series. Now, very interesting finish right there. Puppet Master into the Legionnaire, they've been doing that, and then Jeriziah to finish it off on the side of BMG. What do you make of this?
Yeah, see, an interesting start as well, actually, because Mint first picked Kinesis, actually, which is obviously a takeaway from Box's Kinesis that actually dominated, obviously, in the playoffs as well, if you remember. He went like Bloodbath or something ridiculous like that. Kinesis, a hero that Serenia really likes as well. Obviously, we had Insania on the cast the other day as well, talking about how Serenia really does like the hero and plays it well. But yeah, for the Jeriziah secondary support pick here, or some assuming, I think it has to do with, obviously, we know what they do. They rotate Legionnaire into the jungle at around level 5, for example, and then Root of Z rotates into the middle lane. And if you remember at the playoffs, he was having a lot of time in the laning phase, for example. I mean, you put Jeriziah, most likely, obviously, I'm assuming he's been playing the second support, and he doesn't have that same difficulty. He's going to be able to survive in the laning stage when he rotates mid, because he's a Jeriziah. Obviously, he has the ability to be played as Suicide as well, but just from what I'm expecting, I'm assuming that's going to be Root of Z on the Jeriziah.
Yeah, it's probably pretty likely. Now, this is also kind of interesting, too, because this is the first game that we're casting not only BMG since the weekend, but we had Fuson on Tuesday after the series that we covered then. And actually, quite the insightful sit-down we had with him. We actually had him on after the matches were casted, and we actually went over what happened to be their series against Reason Gaming and what was the semifinals of the playoffs. And he basically sat down with us, went over a couple of games, the drafting stage specifically, and, told us what was going through his mind at certain points, what certain heroes were picked up, what heroes are looking to ban, and all that jazz. So it was actually pretty informative there, and, definitely very interesting kind of hearing that, too. And, yeah, really, the Kinesis value there, as you're also pointing out, not too big of a surprise to see here on either side. You look at that ban on a curse. Could you imagine a cursed and Jeriziah?
That'd be really frustrating. It would be pretty crazy. Talking of the Jeriziah as well, though, I really do like the pairing it has with Legionnaire, because Legionnaire, similar to when BMG, or also known as Tree, picks up the Thunderbringer. It works well with the Legionnaire. Legionnaire jumps in, you use the Thunderbringer away, and you get the ability to have decapitation range. Same goes with Jeriziah. Legionnaire jumps in, you get the inner light heal as well. 360 damage can really play a big difference in setting up those kills or not. Setting up in decapitation range, for example. So you get nice sort of synergy there. Yeah. They pick up Andromeda because they do need some lockdown, actually, with Jeriziah being played as a secondary support. So I'm assuming the last pick here will be for BMG anyway, Box's hero. But Mint, actually, they pick up Master of Arms, actually, so it kind of almost is a counter to sort of the synergy between Jeremiah and Legionnaire, with the Red Master's Call can sort of delay any kind of gank potential because of that sort of absorption. So yeah, I like the pickup here.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Master of Arms, as you mentioned, the Master's Call, great defensive mechanism across the map, but as long as they're at that low life point, Legionnaire should still be able to decapitate said person.
Yeah, that's
even
correct.
With that up, so.
Yeah. It sort of stops them getting to that point, though. But,
True.
But you are right, though. You're right.
Worth noting there. So Valkyrie finishing off, and is that going to be a carry Valkyrie? We've been seeing this a lot lately, it feels like.
I assume so. Who else would be playing as the core? I guess they could run Master. That's not out of the question, actually. They could definitely run Master carry, to be fair. Looks like it might be the way, actually, and then run Cthulhu in the jungle. Yeah, that's like... might be done here, actually. I do like the pickup, actually, because now they have a Nullfire Blade carrier as well. Obviously, playing against Jeremiah, I think that's a core when you play against Jeremiah. I mean, they got Valkyrie as well, to be fair. Obviously, they've got 2 now. But, I actually like the draft from Mint. It's very useful and synergizes well against what BMG are looking to pull up here. But for the last pick here from BMG, I'm assuming it's going to be a boxy hero. I think they need some burst, obviously. Outside of, Puppet Ultima, which isn't the greatest burst. I think they need some burst. Kinesis would have been like a perfect pickup here from BMG, but that's obviously taken. And Bubbles is still on the board, but I'm having mixed feelings about Bubbles recently. He doesn't scale too well. I know he's a hero that's been on the scene forever, but he's really fallen out of favor.
How dare you have anything negative for that hero? He's been around forever. He's just a normal pick, and I think it's what it comes down to as well. So yeah, I think it's wouldn't be a bad option, but hey, we've seen plenty of Bubbles, damn it. Let's try something else here. Well, they're already bringing something else that definitely
that's
a little bit different
there.
That's the
burst.
It's
a nice burst. Definitely gives them a bursty spellcaster. It could actually be played secondary support and offlane, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Boxy's hero though. I think a core Midas would do a little bit more than a core Jeremiah, and that will be it. So yeah, Boxy readies up as expected. Yeah, finish off quite nicely. Actually gives them that extra bit of burst I'm talking about. Helps them in sort of team fights and gives them a good laning phase as well. So Mint are going to have to try and shut down Boxy. If you actually remember, I think it was Boxy. I don't know. I think. I was just going to say, with them, I think it was Pro Boss, but it's you really have to shut down Boxy, because otherwise he can take over that game. We saw him do that with Kinesis kind of thing. So, another hero that can kind of snowball at the factor, similar to Kinesis. So, Mint are going to have to try and shut down Boxy in the laning phase, otherwise he can snowball out of control, as we've seen before. Yeah,
again, kind of going back to, I happened to be tuning into Pro Boss stream when he was streaming the other day, I think it was even yesterday, of course, the day. Or maybe a couple of days. Anyways, the point being, got the stream, and he was definitely going over, the series, as understandably, a lot of people were asking about it and what he thought, and that was basically one of the big points he brought up about that game number 2 especially. Obviously, the game number 1, they had the push idea strategy, it just didn't work in the end, and, it fell out through, but game 2 was just all Boxy. I mean, Boxy on the Kinesis was ridiculous. And it shows you that a single player can absolutely take control of a game, and he's definitely showed a circumstance out there. Obviously, other players on the scene like Mickey comes to mind.
Definitely. Point, so. Interesting thing what Boxy did here as well, though. He bought boots, obviously, from the start, which he's been doing a lot recently, but he expanded out all his mana, and actually got the lane ward off, actually. Oh, sorry, the pool camp blocked, actually. And because he did that kind of efficiency, buying boots, spending all of his mana for the elemental warp to get down that quicker, it gets down there, and Mint didn't even realise he placed it there because he was so quick, and he's going to get back with full mana as well, and going to have an advantage, particularly seeing as Serenia is down here bottom, and he does not have any counter wards, because I don't think they even realised he placed it. So it's a small thing, but it does have a big impact in the game. So nice starting play already from Boxy.
Yeah, it's just very interesting, actually, with the Cthulhu Von Jungle. He's even sitting on that gold, 380 gold right now saved up, and, perhaps a little bit more. And you talked about that point, how junglers in general, the idea of saving that gold initially just in case. But, probably not going to put that rev ward out. As soon as the 30-second mark hits, though, they'll pretty much pick up on that and realize sneaky Boxy able to get in there. How about these lanes, though? Short lane Kraken going to be happening. Labyrinth Plane, of course. Master of Arms being played by Proboscis ends up middle. And then, of course, you got Valkyrie at the top lane as a suicide, but MOA middle. Yeah,
it's because it's Legionnaire middle, obviously. And obviously, I've talked about it a little bit before, but when you play against a Legionnaire, you have to make sure you're playing range versus Legionnaire, because obviously you put Kraken versus Legionnaire, and Legionnaire's going to dominate that matchup because of the spins, put simply. Not only that, maybe they want to sort of secure an early portal kill on the Kraken as well. But I'm pretty sure it's because they're facing Legionnaire middle and they wanted to put Moa there instead of the Kraken.
Yeah, that makes sense there. Yeah, definitely. So, also like what you brought up about the inherent Nullfire Blade pickup. You know, Valkyrie's kind of one here. We're sure Nullfire's good on her, but especially Master of Arms, you can consider a Chorister cases. Meanwhile, middle lane, Legionnaire in trouble, and he is going to fall. Iceland Go-Go comes in at the correct time. Legionnaire just was not ready for that. It's a nice initial stun from Probusk, and down he falls. So good execution from Mint, and they're on the board 1-0 now.
Yep, nice rotation as well. Realizing so Legionnaire middle, you know, we can gank him as much as we want, and just nice early rotation from Iceland Go-Go. It's something that he actually does a lot on Ophelia as well. Like some Ophelias like sort of farm up and sort of try to get to level 5, but I've seen him gank like level 1, level 2, and it looks like he's going to go for another round of trying to set up kills on the Legionnaire again. So I like this active play. He's looking for kills on the Legionnaire, and just nice ways to punish it.
Our bottom lane more so. You do see some good pressure put out to Midas right there, but he's going to be fine again. Serenia, the playing the Kinesis this time around, trying to make a little bit of a statement here, perhaps. You know, first pick in the hero. And, you know, in other cases, you may think, oh, they just want to keep it out of Boxy's hands. But yeah, we pointed out that Serenia does have the history of playing it as well. Arguably, you know, the first guy that played as that main support, that we really saw the potential of it being there. So. Doing his best here, but so far it does seem like Midas, you know, doing okay. 7-0, he's level 3, got Kraken, who's currently 10-2. Put some pressure right there on a Kinesis, but I don't know about this. Now, again, he's tanky with those double gloves right there, the gauntlets. He goes in for the kill. Nice job with the stasis smash. It's going to be enough for a turnaround. It looks like Midas will fall. And Kinesis lives as a result. Well played there between Mint, but also, you know, Boxy has a tendency to go a little over the top sometimes, and that was definitely a case right there.
Definitely. Just nice play from Mint. They actually were sort of stacking everything as well perfectly. So just nice play. In the meantime as well, actually, we didn't actually mention it, but Jerezai was actually jungling, you know, like he normally does. Pick takes the creep wave and jungles it, and now he's rotated mid, and now Legionnaire will go into the jungle. And actually, a bit Ruzi actually got sick farm actually. He's at the highest on his team actually, which is kind of funny to see actually. But yeah, with Jerezai, another one of those heroes that can you know, farm the jungle quite effectively because of that max in Alliance. So
yeah,
working out quite well.
You do see this matchup though. He didn't go Buckler because, you know, he was jungling earlier on. So you see Master of Arms definitely taking advantage of that, putting some good auto attacks into him. So we'll be a little bit vulnerable in that instance. But, you know, unless somebody else comes to assist for the kill, like I saw earlier with the Cthulhu Fun, I think he should be fine. It's safe to say. In this situation here, but yeah, Legionnaire again, not the prettiest start for him. They did a good job of ganking him and boxing him out initially, but I mean, I guess still he was actually getting some fairly decent creep farm, and now you see up to 335 gold per minute. So, well, Legionnaire is doing just fine, and that's the idea of what they like about that. Ruda Z does the initial pull, does a little bit of the jungle, gets to level 3 or 4, and then you do the rotation, and that's exactly what we saw here. So, it's a unique clockwork strategy for now known as BMG here.
Yep, and it works quite well. Battlestar's farm is a little bit low, but it will eventually start boosting up after missing their first creep wave. Actually, Box gets killed down bottom, did not catch that.
I caught it on camera the whole time. That was just well played by Boxy. Great response on his part. He did a good job of getting out there at the last second with the Elemental Warp and then the one more auto attack to finish off Serenity. But yeah, the biggest difference, the fact that he had his ultimate right there.
Yeah, definitely level 4 transmute makes a big difference in engagements like that.
Able to lock them down and get the kill. So well played. Get some revenge on there. The top farmer, so an earlier on portal key for him. Very likely, of course. And you see Legionnaire has that early bottle. Is level 6 now as well. So that presence of being able to decapitate is here. Master of Arms middle lane. I don't know if he's playing a little bit scared or if he's actually trying to set something up here.
I think he is. Waiting for it yet. No. Fool about it.
Just thinking about it. This is the Ursa Master of Arms, by the way. That great avatar set that, of course, helped fund the Haunt Tour season 3, excuse me. And it got that crazy prize pull throughout the whole season. So big shout out to the community once again for taking part in that. And assisting with that great prize pull. So Iceland Go-Go and Cthulhu Fawn, again, he assisted earlier for the kill. What was the kill in the middle lane on the Legionnaire is, you know, 1-0-0 now here's the result. You know, doing some okay creep farm. Not a Legionnaire jungle type farm by any means, but 275 gold per minute here as far as his start is concerned, but it does look back to Kraken here. Now, you talked about Master of Arms. So, again, kind of just a hero that Nullfire Blade really is a powerful item on him because of that, the fact that he can change to a red gun and really hit you hard quickly. Do you expect it to be a first pick item here?
Energizer will be the first pickup, and then he'll go up to Nightfire. It's kind of, with the red gun thing, it's kind of similar to Tremble's E, his passive kind of thing. You want to be getting a lot of sort of item attack modifiers that, depending on your attack speed kind of thing. Kind of like Nullfire. Obviously, he's a range hero, so he won't go Brutalizer, but Savage Mace obviously would be a late game pickup as well. But yeah, it'll be Energizer into Nullfire, most likely into Shrunken.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremiah getting caught to the side right here. He has Soul's Blessing and DB as well as a heal. He's going to use the heal right there. We'll be fine. Meanwhile, charging a Valkyrie over here. She already used her leap, actually. Doesn't have a Valkyrie Prism. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage. He needs some lucky spins right here. He's going to do some hero blocking in the process. Meanwhile, Rudy Z did get picked off. And there's the Defensive Master's Call applied. Now Andromeda Legionnaire, they're in a bad spot. They're going to get caught in between here. Arrow does it, Andromeda. He's going to end up falling Legionnaire. He's going to try to some way, somehow get out of here using the charge defensively. And ain't going to happen, though. And getting a little too far in there. Maybe expecting Jeremiah to even join them. But yeah, he got cut off. Good rotations from it.
Yeah, Rutazu actually was sort of back and forth, trying to sort of help out with his team, but overextended, and Cthulhu actually smoked up actually and just surprised him. So, just nice play from Mint. Obviously, just maybe got a little bit emphasized obviously on that engagement.
Chasing a little too far right there. So backfires, and yeah, gotta say, Fresh is looking really strong here early on. Again, a team, this is like kind of going back to that week in not the expected matches that we necessarily, not that we're kind of surprised in the end, but it really showing that, what's done is done. It's another day, and once again, competing against Tree like we know they can, I guess is where I was going with that. So, again, have a pretty comfortable lead here at 5-1, but it is still early on, and whenever you have a hero like Jeremiah, especially, it's could be a big game changer, even if you plan to get a Nullifier Blade sooner than later. Still, that ultimate, again, it's obviously everyone on the team as long as they're within range, and Nullifier only targets the one target. Midas bottom lane, he's going to be fine. They tried for a quick sneak up onto him, but Boxy picks up on it. One person we really haven't talked too much about yet this whole game is actually Puppet Master, being played by Belchazar here. And 46 and 24 start, safe to say he's doing pretty good, but as I say that, Cthulhu Font just out of range. Set up an arrow right here. If he hits this arrow, that's an easy kill.
I think Cthulhu will have to stun first.
Yeah.
The arrow will not catch Battles off guard.
Oh, they need to go now. Yeah, he needs to go now. And Puppet Master up a little bit too far. There's the trample. The arrow in the face. Should be enough for the kill. It will. Call of Valkyrie comes out. Great securing. Good patience there.
Yep, definitely. And just nice execution as well. They got the Cthulhu stun off and secured the kill. They even used the Blue Master's Call as well, actually, just to make sure that they get the right positioning for the Cthulhu as well. So just really nice team play there. Oh, Probusk.
Master Farms, a ton onto him. He's going to be forced to turn around. Of course, Jeremiah running it. Doesn't have enough mana for the heal. Actually, now got enough. And Decapitate finishes him off. That was a funky animation right there. The blast shot away. But it's almost like the Decapitate explosion pushing him back. Anyways, release the Kraken in the middle lane. He has a Blood Chalice. He's not going to use it, though. And time, nearly in time, and he does go down. No mana on him. Legionnaire takes a stun. He gets on a Kraken first. Alright, drop it off to the side. That obliterates doing a lot of damage. Iceland Go-Go on Cthulhu, man. He's doing some good work here early on. Gonna chase Puppet Master, but only for so long. As they're gonna start falling back now. No, he goes back in, pushes with the creeps, and here comes the return burst on a Puppet Master. Down he goes. A double tap for Cthulhu Font. And man, Fresh has really brought their A game today.
Yeah.
They are just playing like it's, well, they're playing like they want to win, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Midas actually rotating in. They're going to try and defend this tower. I think they are. They're going to try for it. I think.
Maybe. Level 2 Transmute is on Midas. Good damage for that. He hits Valkyrie, but it's by himself. Ports are coming in, and they get there just a little bit too late. Good retreat from it.
Yeah. They're tracing Cthulhu, but I don't think they can get that kill. No. Yeah, oh, maybe they're going to try and get Valkyrie? No? No. Yeah, no, but you're right, though. Like, this is what I expected from Mint in the playoffs, though. This is exactly what I was saying as well before this game started. I expected Mint to really sort of take it to BMG because I think they can play better in just the playoffs. Maybe they crumbled under pressure or they weren't expecting BMG and what they had to offer in the playoffs or whatever it may be. But Mint are an incredibly good team and I expect a bit of them in the playoffs, but they're definitely showing what they can do here, which is obviously good to see.
How about this Cthulhu impact, though? Honestly, again, this is one of the more impressive Cthulhu early game impacts we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the reason. The biggest reason I think is actually because he's been Charizard middle lane. No, it's gonna be fun. It's because of the Veiled Rot use. Like he used it from like level 3 or level 4 onwards, and it's set up a lot of kills. 4 and 3, being active in all the different lanes, and yeah, Gogo is doing a lot of work actually.
Yeah, he's not your. It's actually middle lane now. Charizard is gonna get caught. Heal in time. No, he couldn't get it off. He actually used the heal cooldown prior to that, so he wasn't up. So makes sense right there. And yeah, also, it's worth noting, too, Jerizai actually his build. Now, we see some Jerizai's usually at least go the 1 point into the aura early on, if not even level that up with the 1 point in Protective Charm. But he actually is not even getting the aura and just maxing out the charm here even on top of that. Meanwhile, at the top lane, burst onto an Andromeda. A lot of it from Kinesis, of course. Hey, we go back to it. Even though it's a support Kinesis, plenty of damage potential from him because of that skill set and another kill set up. Mint just keeps it going here. As they're even thinking about diving the top lane, you see Baltasar, though, he knows something's up and is going to hide. But, yeah, again, back to Cthulhu Font. He has the ability to jungle, but ideally you want to be a little more active with him, and we're definitely seeing that from Iceland Gogo here, and a big reason why I think they do have the successes you're getting at. So, yeah,
definitely. He's like 4-0 and 3, being involved in a lot of kills. Same goes for Zibe as well. Actually, he's 3-0 and 6, so just really active play from their core players right now.
Yeah.
They might look for Legionnaire as well, actually.
They're going to find Legionnaire. Stasis Smash, will they have the damage? Is the question. Yes, especially with Master of Arms being there to assist. The goo goes down. It's honestly been a while since we've seen that impact, but again, that goo does so much minus armor and assists for kills easily. So another kill happening. Now, again, Baltasar has been very quiet. He does have that death from earlier. A couple of deaths now, actually. Yeah, that's right. He does push in the top tower, though, gets a Whispering Help, but it continues. Jerizai now caught once again. He pops the charm, though, and yeah, that's not much you can do through that. So he was hoping for Valkyrie for a quicker follow-up, I'm sure.
The arrow is on cooldown still, that's why. It's a little bit of miscommunication, but I mean, they're like really aggressive, and I like the aggression though. They're really catching BMG a little bit by surprise, honestly, and they're catching or they're doing all this aggression at a perfect timing as well. Portal Key's not yet up on Legionnaire. They don't have Shroud on Master, even though he's not going for it. Actually, not even catch the Charizard as well, actually. Oh,
he's running into no man's land right here, and yep, it is going to be enough. Swap from Andromeda, got Cthulhu Fun. I think he might have even been trying for Jerizai, but he died just too soon. And now here comes Master of Arms. Minus is here as well. Legionnaire falls out first, transmute onto Cthulhu Fun. He's a tanky target that only with Steam Boots, however, and it's not going to be tanky enough. He goes down. Mass Control comes out, actually does damage to Puppet. It didn't hit Minus, but it might not matter in the end. It will not. 2 kills like that, and a genocide for Fresh. This is absolutely ridiculous here. They are just going full throttle, full force, whatever you want to call it, and they are just taking it to BMG.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought Mint would have a better showing in this game than they did in the playoffs, but I did not expect this kind of domination, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's because they're so aggressive, though. Like, they have not been farming creeps. Like, they've just been looking for kills. Like, talking of BMG, this is kind of like something the old BMG would used to do all the time. They just would look for hero kills all the time, and they're finding them right here. They're really catching Tree off guard, or BMG off guard, should I say.
It's also kind of interesting, too, that one of the bigger criticisms we did give of Mint in the Grand Finals was that they tried to play a different game. I mean, that started with the game one, of course, that big push strategy. Throughout the series, it seemed a little off. I mean, honestly, this roster it doesn't necessarily scream Mint to me because they usually have more of that 4-1 strat where Probuscus is on the hard carry. But, hey, maybe they need to think about changing their idea up altogether because they are playing this fantastic.
They really are. Yeah. And the use of the Veiled Rot as I look at him go again is, I don't know, man, that loss at playoffs really almost changed their mindset, but almost for the better, perhaps. They got Nullfire already on Valkyrie. They're just catching BMG off at the perfect time as well. Like I said, no Portal Key yet on Legionnaire. Shroud was not picked up yet on Puppet Master. There's no kind of utility item yet on Midas or Jerizai. They're just really using their timings perfectly. It just seems like a whole different team almost from what the playoffs was from Mint.
Yeah. You look at BMG. Honestly, again, they're not making big mistakes. I mean, they're just, frankly, getting outplayed here earlier on. At least so far in what is game number 1 now. Now, again, it is still a game left. 15 minutes in. It's still plenty of time for sure, but it is a 6,000, nearly 7,000 goal and 8,900 experience. You already mentioned the Nullifier played on Valkyrie. Now, again, Master of Arms not going the Nullifier follow-up. He's, in fact, going the Thunderclaw here, so
it's interesting.
That is kind of interesting, actually, in a hero like Master. I don't know if that makes the most sense, to be honest.
It's less. I mean, it's good. Actually, good item actually on the hero. It gives him a farming mechanism that he just wouldn't have before. I'm just thinking more because of how the game's going. They're not really farming creeps. They're just looking for kills and stuff and looking for sort of engagements. They're actually talking to engage the bottom lane.
Look at that Master's Call, man. Is it going to save him in the end? It's going to be close. That absorbs so much damage right there. And he's going to be able to survive in the end. Valkyrie Prism, yeah, he should be fine. No, the portal key, no taunt! He doesn't have the mana!
No.
Oh, that's so brutal because he was correct on his positioning. And Valkyrie gets away. And he's going to assist for a kill in the middle. No, it actually hit the creep just before. Will they still get it, though? Of course they will. As out comes the no Fireblade Purge. Not only survived, but then picks up a kill in the middle lane on a Puppet Master. Again, that Demons of Master's Call, though, it's already level 2. And that you're looking at, how much absorb is that? I can't see right now. But I think it's like 300, I want to say. Around there.
450.
Yeah.
400. I think he goes... Yeah, I think it might be 450, I think.
Okay, well, yeah, so even more perhaps, yeah.
350. I don't know.
Point is, it's some good damage, and we saw
it's
that
a lot,
right
yeah. It's definitely a lot. I'm saying 350. What is it?
Did you
350.
check? Okay, got it, yeah.
Maybe.
So 350,
Got it.
all right. But yeah, great getaway to obviously setting that up, and yeah, you know, I'm actually thinking about this Thunderclaw pickup from Master of Arms. I guess yeah, with the red gun, I mean, you can get massive procs with that.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, it works with the hero. I didn't think they would be looking sort of. I thought they're killing heroes instead of killing troops, kind of thing.
True.
But yeah, like it does synergize really, really well. Though, like I said, it's sort of you want to play it similar to how you play sort of Tremble because you know you get the attack speed bonus from your re. So just a lot of items that proc, like Nullfire Blade, like Savage Mace, like Thunderclaw. Obviously, he's ranged, so he can't get Brutalizer, but you get the picture.
Ooh, Andromeda gets picked off right there. You see Jeremiah. He was in the area, but just really had no time to react, if any. And actually, it could get worse, so he turns around at the last second. Luckily for him, avoids the arrow. Cthulhuphon, he barely hits the trap right there. In comes Legionnaire counter taunt, though. And now Cthulhuphon feeling the brunt of that beautiful bait from BMG there. I have to keep catching myself. I want to say tree. But Bad Monkey Gaming, beautiful bait, and they get some turn kills. So honestly, that feels like the first time this game where they've actually made a pretty solid play, and that's gone in their favor. But in the meantime, bottom tower is pushed in by, well, Probust, so still a downside.
Nice jump from Cracker there. If he doesn't get that jump, then obviously Jeremiah doesn't get his stuff off and probably dies. So yeah, it's a nice play. Overall, they're still 8.5k behind though, so there's a long way back into this game, but they're making good strides with it. They've got Portal Key now on Legionnaire. I think a tablet could be quite useful for Midas, and obviously Puppet Master's looking towards his Assassin's Shroud. They still have the Jeremiah factor, and although there's only one Nullfire Blade and Valkyrie, I think it still can be enough. Middle lane.
They're going to defend this one right here. Try to. They do not defend the tower. Ultimately gets destroyed. Kraken, he misses his initiation with the charge. Purge on a Legion off to the side, prevents the portal key, release Kraken, brings that back in, and down he goes. Yeah, I think he was almost setting up to go back in, but the Purge hit and actually prevented that, and now Jeremiah, or something prevented. Anyways, point is Jeremiah being chased back. He's going to be fine in the end, so they're going to push this middle lane, though, now themselves. So, again, they lost their middle tower, but they group up mid. And going to keep it going here. We've yet to see a Soul's Blessing from Jeremiah.
Yeah. There hasn't been like a quote-unquote five engagements. Yeah, they've been like, although they got 5-man wipe, that was like little team fights in between kind of thing. There hasn't been like a group up 5-man. But yeah, and it will have a big impact though. Even though there's a Nullfire Blade and Valkyrie, there's only one, and obviously that's only one target they can actually purge off. Moa is going for his own Nullfire Blade. This is what I expected before the Thunderclaw, but it's still going to be good timing. He's farming very, very well, so it doesn't really matter. He'll probably pick up a strong gun after that because Puppet Master. I mean, in my like rule of thumb, I think you should always pick up strong gun when you're playing against the core Puppet Master because it's just too good not to. Obviously, it's going to be useful against the Midas as well, so I expect a strong gun come out from Probust after that Nullfire Blade.
Well, bottom lane push now from Master of Arms and Kinesis at least. Obviously, the team is nearby if need be right here. As far as engagement, it looks like they could possibly be one. In fact, through the ball, he's going to make it happen first. Jeremiah going to be jumped as a swap from Andromeda, though. We'll stall the further, and now goes Legionnaire, but the quick reaction once again. You see Master of Arms put up in the air. He's going to be bursted down, though. Big burst from BMG right there. Now Jeremiah in the front lines. He's got the Soul's Blessing. He's going to use it. Valkyrie also falls, so BMG winning a big fight right here, and it's going to be even more. Cthulhuphon goes down. Kinesis will get away, but now we start to see the power of BMG and team fight especially.
Yep.
And Jeremiah able to find an opportunity to use that Soul's Blessing. So all of a sudden, Bad Monkey Gaming, they say, you know what, we still got plenty of fighting left on it, you know, so.
Yeah, and that actually was all on the Cthulhu, unfortunately. They just got a little bit too aggressive. They tried it. I mean, he had the right target to jump. He jumped on the Jeremiah, but there was nowhere near any kind of follow-up because the rest of his team were like 1,000 units behind him. So just a little bit over-aggressive from Iceland Go-Go. So when they missed the initiation, then obviously Krake and BMG have their turn to initiate, and then obviously they kill the Valkyrie before he can even nullfire off any of the Soul's Blessing, and it just goes kind of wayward after that sort of failed initiation from Iceland Go-Go.
Well, you see, obviously the resurrection's happening, so we'll see how they respond now to what just happened right there. Legionnaire middle lane, he needs to be a little careful. Oh, they're trying to get to him. There's the offensive Master's Call, but the quick portal key. That's, of course, the other great use of Master of Arms Ultimate. The offensive Master's Call, the blue Master's Call, whatever you want to call it. The point being it gets that move speed, the attack speed going, and helps with the chase. Now, actually, Puppet Master going to be caught right here. He doesn't have a Shroud yet, so it's not going to be the easiest escape for him, and it won't even be close. Again, Kinesis showing off his damage. Pulling up the damage chart real quickly. Actually, he's not up there necessarily, but he's third on his team again overall. Fourth in the game even, so showing that burst once again as expected. There's a middle tower push on top of that. So even though it was a big fight for BMG just a minute ago or so, Mint does a good job of responding.
Yeah.
And they get a quick kill on Puppet Master, the key hero, obviously.
Yeah, it's because they're getting just the initiation. They actually obviously avowed rot onto BMG, just wasn't expecting it kind of thing. So when BMG have time to sort of set up and get ready for those team fights, you know, that's when they're really in tune. Obviously they've got portal keys on now Midas and Legionnaire, they've got the Jeremiah. When Mint can catch them off guard, that's where they're really key kind of thing. So yeah, but BMG they've still I think they've still already got the team fight advantage, like because the Jeremiah Nullfire Blade is closing in on I think the Moa now, which would be a very big useful sort of tool into the team fights, but he doesn't have it yet. Valkyrie looks like he's working towards the stronger dead as well, so.
Yeah, having the double Nullfire Blade will definitely be big here for Mint, of course. Again, going back to the power of Jeremiah and what he brings to the table. I mean, a couple of targets that they can purge off, especially with Soul's Blessing. Pretty powerful.
Look at the Saxstone Legionnaire, man.
What's that?
Swindle Melon's effect.
That's true. Yeah, not your typical item on Legionnaire, so. He needs some mana as well, so I guess.
It's not bad. It's just quite funny how no one would pick it up, and then
I know, yeah.
Swindle comes on, and it was like, oh bang, kind of pick one up.
Yeah, he's had some very successful history in the game, so it's safe to say when a name like that, you know, suggests something, you at least take it into consideration. So
it's true.
Perhaps we're seeing the effect of that here. That's obviously an illusion. I think they picked up on that. That's dying too quickly to creep. So. It's almost like you can say almost a misplay by Kraken. He was kind of tanking a creep with it. So just a little bit of micromanagement. It was clear that they were looking to initiate, but they actually realized that it wasn't. And so they do not go in. Cthulhu jumps and actually gets a quick reaction out of Midas as a result. What else Boxy doing, by the way? Again, he has a portal key. 323 gold saved up. Or 323 gold per minute is what I meant to say. 1450 gold saved up, so we'll see what direction he goes for his upcoming I didn't think more of the Crocs were more like the Hellflower here, or?
Yeah, I mean, he can pick up Tablet. It's really useful against Kraken. And I think like, Hellflower Sheepstick is just a little bit too luxurious. Like, normally, like you want to have like, item progression, so obviously you want to build like the cheaper items, obviously, first. But going straight into like Sheepstick or Hellflower is quite expensive. But,
yeah.
Oh.
What a ninja right there. And in fact, if they get a turn kill too,
Midas.
Nice. No, he did a good job of going the opposite way. And he gets away. But that was well played by Serenia, though, to actually get the stasis smash off just before he picked up the Invis rune.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's going to be any luxurious item, it's going to be Sheepstick. But I still think Tablet would be really useful here. Like he's playing against Kraken. He actually looks like he's making his way to Hellflower or Spell Shards, to be fair. It's not a question. But I think someone needs to pick up a Tablet, though. I guess maybe they're going to reserve it for Jeremiah, perhaps. But I don't know. I just think playing against Kraken, it can be so useful, or even like a Storm Spirit kind of thing, but that Kraken initiation is just going to be like going to kill someone instantly, particularly when you have a Pub Master that does not have a Stronger Ned yet. Like he's going to, if Kraken gets a good jump on him, he's going to die instantly, whereas Tablet or Storm Spirit could save him, but yeah.
Yeah, so not prioritizing it just yet. As you mentioned, the Abyssal Skull even finished on Jeremiah, which definitely is a solid pickup here, and having that physical damage reduction as a result of the armor for him and the team is most certainly a good option. And that guy goes back to the Saxon as well. So, but obviously you want to prioritize a couple of items, and Tablet's most certainly one of those other ones. Puppet Master, like here, that Protective Charm, level 4 of it, it lasts for 14 seconds. So applies it to Puppet Master before he uses the Shroud as he's going into the jungle, as like a just in case he happens to run into someone. Basically gets a free Shrunken Head in that sense. That's obviously a big power of the hero Jeremiah. But playing the safe game there. And now it looks like Puppet Master, of course, is going for a Shrunken Head still, even though he has a Jeremiah. I know that's always kind of the argument. It's like, well, why do you go Shrunken Head? Well, two things is one, give other options to put the charm on, but also two is obviously charm can be perched off, and we see 2 nullifier plates over here now on the side of Mint. So still makes a lot of good sense as to get a Shrunken Head. Bottom lane, Kraken caught Midas, and a mass TP in. They're going to chase down Foxy. Jeez, everyone reacts.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about Tablet. I think if he has Tablet there, he might be able to survive, but obviously that's drop. I'm wondering if he's going to go like Hellfire or Spell Shards. Like, there's not. I mean, Hellfire is obviously a great item regardless, kind of similar to like a Tablet or like a Portal Key. It's never a bad item, but there's no one that sort of screams Hellfire and like needs to be picked up. Like, it's not playing against like anyone that's really big need of Shrunken Head, for example, and that tends to me to believe that he's going to pick up Spell Shards here, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
A little bit of a Kongor attempt right there from Mint, but not nearly enough to secure a kill, as decided to play a little bit safe, fall back. You see BMG. I mean, there was no vision on the Kongor pit, but not the most vision for the Legion team either, to be fair. And they kind of just playing the safe game, and I guess they did have actually or middle and in the jungle, so they had a little bit of vision, but they were trying to get some kills, catch them off guard rather than securing a Kongor kill. So yeah, maybe not necessarily needed in their mind to get the Kongor at least just yet. Still, they'll do without it for the time being. Shrunken Head has been finished on Valkyrie. Another 2,400 gold saved up on Master of Arms, of course. Valkyrie Prism use right there. It just so happens they were right on top of a water site, though. So you see on the mini-map, like, no one even close for BMG. So good attempt, but obviously this one is not going to succeed here, unfortunately. But yeah, you're seeing the Shrunken Heads, and it looks like Master of Arms has something going on now. We're going to have 4 Shrunken Heads here on the Legion side.
I guess maybe he might go Hellflower because of that reason. Like, if there's so many Shrunken Head targets, then I guess with Hellflower he's going to be able to burst someone down before they pick up Shrunken with the help of Legionnaire or Puppet Master. So I guess that makes for a bit more use of a Hellflower, for example. But and because there's 4 Shrunken Heads, that kind of almost reduces the chance of him going Spell Shards, because obviously they're going to be magic immune. So it doesn't matter what kind of magic damage you're doing if they're immune in the first place. So yeah, I assume it's going to be Hellflower now just because of the change.
Yeah. 28 minutes into this game right now. You see pushing the bottom lane out at least. Midas. He's going to push it all the way to the tower. I mean, we know what happened last time, but last time the whole team wasn't nearby. Not necessarily the closest right now. He is technically by himself here, but as you see, Mint, they're also occupied elsewhere themselves, so may not end up being the same situation. Level 2 Nullifier Blade finished there on Valkyrie, of course. Just makes sense. Not the most skill to upgrade, and you get quite a bit more out of it, including the infinite charges and whatnot. So bottom tower will be denied in the end by Cthulhu Font right there. He continues to have a pretty impactful game. Puppet Master still working on finishing his own Shrunken Head. He's going to the middle lane, actually. They're going to open on a Valkyrie. Now support is nearby. A very quick reaction. Burst on a Puppet. Swamp Frame Andromeda, though, will keep him alive for the time being. Legionnaire, he's taking some good damage as well. Puppet Master will be finished off. The Purge on him to slow him down enough. Down goes Legionnaire. They tried to make a play, they couldn't, and yeah, Jeremiah not being there as well, of course, hurts their opportunities.
Man, that bait though, that was insane. Like, BMG did not expect a team fight to happen there, but Mint, they were like baiting that so hard, man, really, really hard. Just really nice play from Mint, and it succeeds. They don't have, well, they do have buyback actually on everyone actually, and I think they might have to use it, otherwise they could easily lose Rax. I think they do have Midas, I guess, to counter push the wave out. So they might be able to, that might actually save them their buybacks, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see right here again. Jeremiah, he still has his cooldowns at least, so the idea of the Soul's Blessing and throw that Charm up as well, but not going to buy back just yet. Terror's taking some good damage. Legionnaire will be up in 5 seconds. That might be the cue for Puppet Master to buy back, even though it's a little time remaining, but maybe not. They're not going to force the issue enough, and he'll just wait the natural resurrection time as a result. So it does save him some gold right there, but they do lose the tower. And now the middle racks are exposed, of course. So more gold saved up on the side of Mint, and I believe Shrunken Head is now coming out. Yes, it is to Master of Arms. So he will be the 4th one on the team. To have that, as we were talking about earlier. You mentioned the Hellflower is going to be the choice here for Midas with that said.
Yeah. I guess when you're playing against 4 Shrunkens, like, it's almost needed really to burst anyone down. Makes sense.
Yeah. That on top of the portal key, it's just generally a good combination to have. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Puppet Master, did he? Okay, I think he bought the Warhammer even.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He bought Warhammer.
So now he's
Is Valkyrie going for Hellflower?
Is she? I guess, yeah. Why not?
Well,
I mean,
that's you can go.
It's honestly Hellflower. It's some good damage assistance and management's nice.
It's kind of like a pseudo Nullfire Blade, because if you can use it on Jeremiah, then it kind of stops obviously the Soul's Blessing on everyone. So I guess it's not too bad. He has somewhat of an initiation tool with the Courageous Leap as well. So I guess it gives him some kind of initiation. It's decent damage as well, which a lot of people actually forget. But 51 damage is quite a lot, honestly, for what Hellfire provides as well. So it's not too bad. It gives him attack speed as well, and gives him mana regeneration. I think he had a bottle, but he sold it, so Hellfire is going to help with that as well. Yeah. And it's Sibi, so he buys what the hell he wants, man. But I can see its uses here, though. I can see its uses really. Like, if he can catch Jeremiah with the Hellfire, it's going to be useful. Like 4.5 seconds to kill him. Yeah. So, well, I can see it's good.
Yeah, he's kind of in that role as Zibi usually is, of not necessarily being the big damage dealer, more of the utility for the team, and helping to set up the kills. Also, can set up single kills himself, and Hellfire will help with that. So, Master of Arms is where they're going to be looking for that big damage output. So that's where it's kind of interesting to see what he goes next. Bottom lane.
Get the eye. There you go.
Picked off. He's going to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, it's a nice pick-off actually on the Serenia. Man, oh my god, he was on Savage Streak as well, what the hell? He was on Savage 6 Streak.
Was that a... Wow, yeah, 465 bonus gold, nice.
It's 8-2 and 6, Serenia, I kind of didn't really realise, but I mean, we talked about his kinesis before, but he's owning, man. Oh, Kraken.
Good work here, meanwhile, release the Kraken, swap from Andromeda, though. Another big tool that they have here, her and Jeremiah, great for saving the day, and does that once again right here. Fusion will fall, though, of course, as a result, but got a big ultimate use out of it, and delayed killing him even a little bit longer. And there's a Valkyrie Prism. I don't know if this was seen, actually. And, Jeremiah now, of course, Midas invis, but now he's going to be exposed. There's a charge from Kraken, even with the Bound Eye, not able to react quick enough. And somehow he's still alive. Okay, he does go down to the end. Surprised he lived as long as he did, but Bound Eye is going to be picked up right back in favor of Mint.
It's still actually, because although Mint are playing out of their minds, honestly, it's probably the best time I've ever seen him play to date. BMG, even though they're 17,000 gold behind, it still feels like this game is still somewhat even, which is kind of crazy to think, but it feels like they kind of are. They're pushing down mid, though. Midas does not have a buyback, and this could actually be Rex, and unless BMG can do some kind of godly hold right now.
Here we go. Jeremiah again, he's going to be a big factor in this team fight. Nice arrow onto Andromeda. Probably a little too far, though, to really follow that. Yeah, he's going to be fine in the end, so I don't want him to dive too much. Cthulhu Fawn going to be that tanky mess that he can be, and sit in the front lines there with that hook him. Yes, the melee Rax is already down to about half life right here, so going to react. BMG has to do it sooner than later. Legionary's going in. He puts a ton onto Valkyrie right there. She pops the trigger right away. Look at that. The Purge comes out. The swap from Andromeda. There's the Soul's Blessing in the background. They're diving pretty deep right here. No, they're going to start falling back. The Puppet Master, he's still alive with his Shrunken Head up. Only person dying. Never mind, there's multiple now. Legionnaire goes down as well as Andromeda. You see ports coming in, but they got the melee racks. You see the buybacks now, this specifically on Krake. And he is going to catch Valkyrie, but at what cost here? Mass control, turn around, release the Kraken as well. Valkyrie will barely survive. No, she does die in the end as Puppet Master gets the kill, but his team is falling to pieces around him. The Purge on Jeremiah. Jeremiah also going to be picked off. Puppet Master gets Kraken, but it's going to come at a cost on him as well. He goes down. Double tap for Serenia. And at 34.5 minutes, Mint is now going to start really pushing into the base right here. And there's not much they can do about this. There's only one buyback, and it's on Legionnaire.
Yep. And so I don't think Mint can get any more than this range Rex, though, but still just even more kills onto the board now. And yeah, BMG, like after they lost that melee Rex, because Midas obviously got ganked beforehand, when he came back alive, they felt like they needed to get something more because they lost the melee Rex already. And unfortunately, they overextended. They got hit by a 3-man Kraken ultimate that honestly changed the impact of the team fight right there. And as a result, they die again. And now they're 23,000 gold behind. They are still... they still got a decent team fight, even though they're like a rack spur behind and 23,000 gold. And I guess that's the reason why they're not conceding just yet. But it's looking very, very grim, and Mint are just playing ridiculously well right at the moment, Reiki. It's crazy to see.
And they are a 34-12 hero kill lead. That should tell you something, if any. That they're the ones that have been in control really throughout this whole game. I mean, BMG is definitely showing signs of life here and there, but now with that, 22,000 plus golden experience lead here, it's not a whole lot left in the tank for BMG. Pretty much one more fight maybe if they come out on top, then there's still a game left. But another lost fight here is definitely a victory for Mint at this point of the game, and bigger and better items are going to assist with that. We talked about the Hellflower choice on Valkyrie. That's coming up around the corner. You got a Savage Mace in the works for Master of Arms, so obviously a hard hitting potential there, and again, especially with that red gun of his, he could be hitting very hard and very fast when he has that Savage Mace on top. It's been a while since we've seen a carry Master of Arms, but think back at we definitely have seen it before. So Midas bottom lane, he's got the Hellflower. He's thinking about pushing it out now. They saw him over here. Will they spot him is the question. Midas hanging around. Valkyrie's going to spot him. And he's going to go for the kill first. He dodges the Cthulhu trample, actually. He's going for the kill, but no, Demon the Master Call comes out. And look at the turn damage on a Midas. Out comes the Purge and just slowed down to the point, just could not walk away. So good turn coming out. And that's, again, that's the thing of Master of Arms, too, going back to him. It's just you never have a solo person kill, because with him in the game, he's just always ready, as long as a good player hands, just ready to react.
Yeah, just really nice pickup against this draft as well. I talked about the synergy between Legionnaire jumping in and getting healed by the Charizard to get him into the decapitation range, and that Red Master's Call is really kind of negating that, honestly. And although Legionnaire can obviously kill through it, it stops the damage from even getting to that kind of range. So, yeah, really nice play.
Legionnaire goes in. Again, kind of a last stand right here for a BMG in the background. Look at the bottom. He hits Jarazai, trying to lock him down. Kraken back here as well. Swap from Andromeda, not enough to save Legionnaire. Midas is still dead, of course. Puppet Master, Soul's Blessing comes out. He will survive, but look at that mass control. It hits, but not enough for the kill in the end. Legionnaire goes back in and actually will decapitate Valkyrie. So again, in case of Mint, maybe overstepping the boundaries a little bit right here. Need to be careful with that. Gonna start falling back. Master of Arms, so he is caught by Puppet Master, and he does go down. So they get the tower kill, but they were diving very deep right there, all the way to the well, basically. But again, they have a 25,000 golden experience lead, basically. So they can, not the biggest deal in the world. They went a little too far right there, but at least BMG does hold a little bit longer now. Trying to get that ultimate comeback here some way, somehow, but maybe Condor.
It's still impressive, their team fight, though, because I think they fought that without Midas for most of that team fight, and it was 4v5, yet they're still like 25,000 gold behind. So BMG, because of this Jarazai factor, they're still doing very, very well. If they can take this Conqueror as well, I still think there's a possibility to stay in this game. They are going to back off, though. Obviously, Mint are all alive. I think, did Progress buy back? I think to defend...
He did, I believe, yes.
Yeah, he did, yeah. So.
Yeah, they're thinking, I mean, there's no vision now. That's where it's obviously... Unfortunate for BMG, because they probably figured, okay, there's some vision here. They see us. Let's just not risk it. They saw the buyback. But, yeah, there was no vision, so Mint was completely guessing. Yeah, they were wrong ultimately, but, hey, it's not the biggest deal once again. We'll just delay that Savage Mace a little bit longer now on Master of Arms. But, yeah, you saw the potential once again of Mint, and even diving as far as they did, still didn't necessarily get wrecked. They did lose it, got pushed out in the end, but... they did force the second and final buyback in Legionnaire, worth noting too there. Obviously, he will not be able to return to these fights. I mean, you see his inventory too. It kind of reflects the game that's been for Cracky. Was off to a solid start ultimately, but has not really been able to snowball with that. Having 11 deaths, 5, 11, and 4, not necessarily a stat line you're looking for.
Yeah. And with the 2 buybacks as well, his item progression was very, very minimal. I remember talking about the Saxon about 15, 20 minutes ago, it feels like, and he hasn't progressed from there, so unfortunately not. But I mean, Legionnaire still can have a big impact, though. Like a 3-second sort of disable is still very, very important against heroes that have shrunken heads. So yeah, I mean, and they still won that team fight like down bottom. That was kind of without Midas, so there's always kind of a game to be played when the Charizard's on the same. Sort of similar to what you say about Tempest Breaky. Whenever the team has Tempest, there's still a game to be played, and I think that the same goes for Jarazai as well, to be honest, because of his impact in team fights.
No, yeah, you could definitely say that. I mean, just like Tempest, there are a couple of counters to him in the end, but You know, even if you have those counters, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy mode. Now, by himself, he's going to be able to TP out, get the purge off, so release the Kraken,
really
will
well
stop it, and here we go with the follow-up.
Yep.
Down he
Nice
goes,
superior.
So, yep.
Nice superior stun. Jeremiah does have buyback though, and Kraken did just use his ulti, so maybe BMG can try and find a timing with that, perhaps. They're not pushing down bottom.
They're going to have to defend, obviously, so they do push the top lane, but yeah, I definitely expect a buyback from Jeremiah here, because you give up your rags, you might as well just concede it anyway, so here comes that inevitable push. It's just a matter of what kind of timing we're going to see on the Jeremiah buyback and how will Mint react to it. Look at the Veiled Rot. Nidus, they're looking to go on. Legionnaire, there's the buyback taunt on a Valkyrie. He's going to be put up in the air, though, with the Stasis Smash. Purge on a Legionnaire in the back. Look at the AoE damage, man. Master of Arms getting some Chain Lightning procs right there. Not enough for kills, though, as the Soul's Blessing did come out, but they're going to reset the fight. And now with that on cooldown, obviously a different story. Jeremiah, he's in the front lines. Not much left fighter power left in him, though. Heal goes out. Not enough, though. He'll eventually fall out of mana at the last second because of the old fair play right there. They do kill Valkyrie, but the Rax is dead. And that's obviously what Mint came for. Master of Arms killing his own teammate. Good old puppet show right there. So, again, BMG a little bit of a hole. Good through the blunt. Tramples back in, though. Going for Midas. You see the follow from Master Arm. Down he goes. Valkyrie is staying dead because no point to buyback right here. Legionnaire goes down. And I expect to see some GGs possibly coming out sooner than later. They're going to dive all the way to the well. This time it works out. GG, well played. Game one, well, again, the best of one here will go to Mint in very, very good fashion. I mean, they played very well this game. And, you know, hey, it's not necessarily, like I said, it's not Thailand being on the line here, but there's still something, and they got to be feeling at least pretty good about that one now going forward, knowing that the potential was there. It's just a matter of the execution. So well put in their part coming out from India. Good to see from them.
Yeah, definitely. They played phenomenal breaking throughout all stages of the game. And the only thing that was sort of slight slip up, I think, was just the BMG team fight. I think Mint maybe got a little bit too excited at times. But overall, they played so fantastically well. Like, where was that kind of Mint in the playoffs, man? It really was like, what happened to him kind of thing. Maybe like the pressure did get to him or whatever. But and this could be obviously without that pressure, without that expecting to sort of succeed. You know, they play comfortably and they played very, very well and gave BMG their first loss under the new name tag.
Yeah.
So
that is true. That's something else too. They got to be happy about that. You know, BMG of course just picking up Willowkeeper here. And under the, I guess not a new name to the scene obviously, but new with a new roster here, picking up Willowkeeper. And unfortunately, they start off with the loss, but got a tough opponent clearly. And understandable here. And speaking of that, too, you do look at their group and who it involves. Of course, Shrek is Love and Team Who, which we saw on Tuesday. They are also in this group. And the top two in each group move on. So that one's not updated just yet. But the point is, 0-1 Willowkeeper, now known as BMG. You got 1-0 Fresh, joining Shrek is Love over there in Group B. So, of course, the weekend is where it will all continue with the group stage action, eventually until we find out the top two teams in each group after each team plays each other once. So at the end of Sunday, we will know which two teams are advancing on to the double elimination bracket stage. And like I said, that's where it really picks up. It's going to be double elimination, best of threes to the end. So some good games for next week definitely lining up. But as far as the group stage this week, we're continuing to move along, and that's going to wrap things up for today, though. As far as our coverage goes, again, only 2 games here today, as you see on the schedule, 2 on the right-hand side. Hauntour.com, you can check out all this information for yourself, guys. A pretty cool website that was put up right here. So. But as you see on the weekend, plenty of good matches coming at you, all best of one, so just constant action, different team matchups. That should be some good fun there. And excited to see how it all plays out. So, Minnie, any final words here on today's coverage?
no, just really well played from Mint, and yeah, just really surprised how well they played. They played really strong and gave it to BMG, and it kind of just shows that, like, obviously, if BMG obviously sort of went 3-0 in the playoffs, they sort of lose it here. It kind of shows how, like, the competition is still very, very fierce, honestly, and it's kind of good to see. But yeah, congrats to Mint, and look forward to see them kind of play the style as well a little bit more in the future. Yeah,
excited to see it going into the weekend and perhaps advancing on further than that. So, like I say, just because it didn't qualify for Thailand, obviously unfortunate, but there's been announcements of some big events coming up, including the bigger one, DreamHack, going to be coming up around the corner here too. And that's most certainly something that's they have to still look forward to and see how they perform with that. But that's down the line, so I won't talk too much about that yet. But again, the announcement, at least of that, pretty good news sure happy for a lot of the competitors, including this team. So, but the Onslaught guys wrapping up for today's coverage. But again, we're going to be coming back again, as you see right here there on your screen, at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time, just like a normal weekend day. Going to be coming back and casting some more on. Continuing the Onslaught into the weekend. After the weekend's over, we'll know which 2 teams from each group are advancing on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for today. So thank you for tuning in, and, well, have a good night. We'll see you next time. The Onslaught continues on Saturday.